And that's on. Not gonna,
Yeah, that's
that
definitely on.
professional. No doubt it'll stop working somewhere between now and
We'll
the
just
end of this
forget about it
podcast.
completely.
Yeah.
Right, welcome back to Driving Home.
It's the first one of
We're back.
2024.
Hang on, let's just check the audio levels. I usually do that first. Hello.
Hello, 1,
Yeah,
2,
yeah, we're
1,
good, yeah,
2.
we're good, right. Right, so we're starting.
I'll leave it in.
All right, then let's leave it. It saves me the editing. Now, this is why we don't do the regular once a week podcast, because I think it was, I don't know, November last year when we last did one.
Wow.
Something like that. So anyway, here it is, and we thought we'd start off this year, 2024, with poking fun at people.
Oh, that's not very nice, is it?
Well, how do I put this?
Oh, idiots.
No,
okay.
Nut jobs I was thinking
Nut
of.
jobs. Okay, we'll do that.
Essentially, I've noticed a pattern over the years, and I think you've seen the same from an outside perspective.
Yeah.
That if you're really anti-EV, I don't
Yeah.
mean somebody who can't own an EV. There's many reasons why you can't own one, which is why you don't own one right now. You never have.
No. I want to own one.
Yeah, but
it's now more on the cards than ever.
Yep, but there are people out there who it doesn't matter what evidence you put in front, it doesn't matter what you say. If one thing comes up that's a negative, boom, 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 boom.
Are we talking Trump supporters?
Probably yes. Yeah. This is what
I think it all follows a pattern, doesn't it?
There's a correlation between certain beliefs.
Yep.
And we're not going to get political. We're not going to name any names.
No.
We're going to keep it completely neutral.
Apart from the one we just mentioned.
I don't think Trump's too much of a problem.
You mean? Yeah.
But there's a lot of people who follow certain belief patterns that we'll come to in a second that essentially go along with the really anti-EV stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean,
the
stuff
point-
that makes no sense.
Well, there's a lot of posts, isn't there, where I see them, even on a daily basis, from friends on Facebook posting anti-EV stuff that it just isn't true.
Like scientifically proven many times over, and it's still coming out.
To the point where it's like, no.
Like the fires.
Petrol cars and diesel cars, they're better for the environment than an electric car.
And that's been proven many times
Yeah,
over, hasn't it?
no,
By every single study.
Yeah. Or they'll go with, an electric car, it's not green, is it? And you go, well,
No one's saying, who's saying it is? This is what I keep on asking a few people, because there's a couple of people out there who have social media presences, shall we say, who are very anti-EV, and I'm like, all these EV people, they think they're environmentalists and there's no impact, like lol, zero emissions. It's like no. Find me anyone on YouTube, because I'm on YouTube, that is saying there is zero emissions from an electric vehicle. Nobody's saying that at all. It's clearly zero emissions at the source, and it could be zero emissions depending on where the electricity comes from. It could be. In the future, it might be.
I saw a funny picture, and it was of apparently where they're mining for various things for batteries, and it showed a destroyed landscape. And it went, "This is the cost of EVs," but not. It would be nice if next to that was the when they spilt all the oil, when BP spilt all the oil off the coast of Mexico.
But
the various tankers that get destroyed around the world, and we have oil slicks. None of that next to it.
No one's saying
Happy
there's
to
no
accept
impact,
that.
is there? No one is. As far, I don't know one person. There's bound to be some fanatics out there.
We'll see. It'll be Tesla on it.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it works both ways, doesn't it? Fanaticals. But ultimately, I mean, that the picture you're probably on about, because it just does the rounds.
Is it a cobalt mine? Is it?
No, it's a lead mine.
Is it a lead mine?
It's not even a
just a destroyed bit of jungle or something like that.
The whole lithium thing. We're running out of lithium. The thing that can be extracted from seawater is just until now it was uneconomical to do so. Are we running out of seawater, Harry?
Well, last time I looked, no.
No, right.
No. Isn't the sea rising? Surely the more we need, the better.
That's come from a study that obviously the various medias and Facebookites looked at, misread, and it was basically saying we're running out of lithium production.
Yeah.
So let's imagine we need, I don't know, I'm making these figures up, 200,000 tonnes of something.
Yep.
And the mines are only kicking out 180,000 tonnes of something.
It means it's going to cost
We're going to run out. It doesn't mean the Earth is running out of lithium.
We haven't got enough going round at the moment. It's almost like, was that an article by the Daily Mail?
I've given up counting, to be honest. And then, of course, it's not just lithium, it's cobalt.
Yeah.
There's rare materials and stuff.
But there's
no one's saying there isn't.
You look at any car production, and there's materials in there. It's not like a normal petrol car's made out of bamboo, is it? And tofu.
So basically, one is cleaner. It's not clean.
Yeah.
But again, in fact, before I go any further, I should point out that all these people who were really angry at cobalt and sending kiddies down the mine, ironically, most EVs now that are coming out don't have any cobalt.
Yeah.
They've never bothered over the last 20 years, 15, 20 years of all their tablets, phones, laptops,
iPhones,
basically anything with a lithium-ion battery. That's been fine for years. But now a big battery comes out, because it's fine sending one kid down the mine, but 12, that's too far.
I don't know.
And it's amazing how people cherry pick stuff. But forgetting that, because we're getting off topic here.
Yeah. Back to it.
It's, let me, where's my phone? I saved a few tweets, should we say, from, again, I'm not going to name any names. I want to keep this nice and clean.
People could probably guess.
So this person is very anti-EV.
Okay.
Zero experience of owning an EV.
All right, okay.
As in never have.
Well, he's obviously, when it comes to it, he's the gold standard.
My 9 years of experience of essentially owning a few EVs, driving EVs, the public network, pretty much test driving any EV in existence over those last 89 years. That's meaningless.
It's almost like us doing consultancy for NASA.
Yeah. I've read Facebook. I can tell you that's wrong.
Yeah. Earth's flat.
And it always goes along with that. I will never own an EV. I've never driven one. I never want to drive one. But I can tell you how bad they are.
Well, don't drive one.
Yeah. I'll read this tweet. If things map out the way I think they will, you will have 18 months to store up food and weapons, and then you got to sit tight until the marauding bands of other humans try to steal them. Welcome to post-capitalism.
What game is it?
Like tweets and reply to tweets about chemtrails.
Oh, chemtrails.
Can you explain to the people out there, if anyone's unfamiliar with what a chemtrail is?
A chemtrail it's a made-up thing, isn't it?
Fantasy.
It's a fantasy thing. It's when apparently what happens is the government release certain...
Governments? Because this will be around the world.
Release certain chemicals. Or is there a thing above is it the lizard people?
It could be the lizard people, yeah.
Release chemicals into the atmosphere, usually via planes, that subdue us. So
do you know that? So the lines you see behind a plane when it's flying above.
Yeah.
That's basically crop spraying.
Before planes, what did they use?
Shut up.
Exactly. Yeah.
So the crop spraying the population to drug us.
Yeah.
To certain vaccination things that have happened recently.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily saying anti-vaxxer, but thinks COVID was probably a conspiracy. I'm guessing at this.
Made up? Or...
I don't know. I don't know if it's.
I can accept the fact that it may have escaped from a lab.
All about government control. That's what it's all about.
Is it what I've heard as the global reset? I've heard that before.
Oh, okay.
And then people also talking about money not being a thing anymore. So they're going to get rid of money, so you just have contactless.
Yeah, because
not it's more convenient.
All our money's been in a kind of digital banking system for many years already.
Well, it's already been going back hundreds of years ago. You used to have your currency used to be weighed in gold, and then people got fed up of carrying large amounts of gold with them. So what they did is they brought out an honour system where they wrote down a value on a bit of paper, and that was honoured. And that's how because it's a trust. Yeah. Otherwise, we'd all be walking around with precious metals in his pockets, worth the value of the precious metal.
As long as they didn't come from a mine with kiddies that had mined it.
Well, back then they would. No, of course not. No.
Yeah,
Pirates, isn't it?
Pirates, of course, yeah. What else is there? The fact that all EVs, I guess they are, all EVs, are connected. Apart from the Twizy, that's all right.
What about BMWs?
Well, pretty much
BMW Connect.
Every car these days is connected, isn't it? They're connected. It's like, you got an app connected. They're tracking you. They can turn your car off at any time.
Because I know if I was selling millions of cars to people, I think the people who are buying those cars would love it if I could just turn their car off. That would sell me more cars.
Oh, yeah. Also believes that...
Because Tesla's owned probably by the government.
Yep. Reposted many tweets about someone who knows somebody, and I always love this. Yeah. I know someone who works in IT.
Oh, yeah.
I know someone who works in IT in an insurance company.
Oh, yeah.
And this insurance company, basically, they're going to stop insuring things, they're going to turn stuff off. So if you've not got an electric vehicle, they're just going to stop insuring you. Because as an insurance company owner, if that was me, I'd be like, these tens of millions of cars in Europe, I think we should stop
insuring them.
Stop insuring them, because we don't want to make money from them.
No, we don't know. No. As a business.
Yeah, and then we'll just turn the cars off to stop them driving. And that's the IT department of an insurance company that's doing that one.
Well.
Again, all about control. They're there, and I quote this many times over from several people, electric cars are about removing your freedom of movement.
It's all about fear, though, isn't it? It's all about fear and paranoia.
FUD, they call it, don't they? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
Yeah. I guess when your world's got to that stage, you need to cheer yourself up a little bit, don't you? Maybe a holiday.
As long as you don't go on a plane abroad, though, because that's bad.
Maybe a comedy club.
Then, wait a minute. If this person has been on a plane abroad, does that mean he was part of the crop spraying that's happening beneath him?
Who knows? Maybe.
Ooh.
Maybe. But the thing is, all these governments, you've got to think, haven't you? It's like the flat earth thing. It's like all these governments and these countries, who several of them are at war, are going to go, right, I hate your beliefs and I'm going to bomb you into the ground. And the other side's gone, well, we're going to kill you all as well. But I tell you what, we won't tell anybody about the flat earth thing. And they'll go, oh, God, yeah, don't tell us about that.
Yes, Putin in the Ukrainian president meeting going, right, so we're at war, but for now, we're, no.
There's Hamas and Israel.
They're meeting up
look,
saying...
no matter what the differences are, we won't tell anybody Earth's flat because that could completely ruin it for everybody.
Don't let the secret out. North Korea...
We can all have a bit of a giggle about that, back.
It's like a Simpsons congregation, isn't it? Everyone meets together, all the world leaders,
Well, there was
and agrees on the conspiracy.
There's a thing that got retweeted or reposted on Facebook, and it was about a group of flat earthers, and it said join members from around the globe.
No, it again, going back to the original premise, there is definite... if someone posts something up that's not just like, oh, they're too expensive, I don't like them, it's quite vicious. You look at their bio in Twitter, for example, and I don't want to have a go at anyone specifically here, but there's quite often an American Trump flag behind it. If it's an American person saying it, that is. And if it's a British person, Reform UK. There's a lot of that. I don't want to get political. I really don't. But there's a certain leaning. There's a certain...
It's a certain age group. Because I've heard that a lot of the people is our sort of age and a little bit older.
No. I would say it's mainly older people. Retired people.
Oh, retired people, right.
Yeah. Genuinely, though, a lot of them are basically... in my comment section, a lot of them were like, oh, you're going to... Someone posted up today, let's see if I can find it. It was in America.
Battery radiation or something like that, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that a lot as well. Yeah. But, it's conspiracy theories that are scaring people.
I think a lot of people don't have that facility to look at something online and call it bullshit.
Yeah.
So sometimes you look at it and you go, what? And there's a bit of brainwashing, I think, going on as well. I think sometimes you can look at something, I watch some stuff, and when you look at it and you're going, oh, that's feasible. And they throw something that's completely wacky in there, and then you're going, nah.
Yeah. Here we go. Tried to drive an EV across 2 states, clearly an American person, in a winter storm running out of battery. You are putting your life at risk. Stranded in freezing cold weather, that could kill you in 30 minutes. Now, why is this person, and this video is a year old, it's not like it's a new one that's come out, why has he felt the need to post that up, do you think? Because you can run out of petrol, you can run out of diesel.
Say that. Well, the thing is, if you're in a snowstorm, I think the best advice would be not to travel.
Well, even if you get caught, because it does happen. It happened in Scotland, and even then there were loads of people posting up saying, someone actually said, oh, there were people in EVs stranded in Scotland dying of hypothermia.
I don't think anyone died.
Oh, that's what I mean. It's like, even that hasn't happened, but you're posting it up anyway.
If you've been one of those, and you were in a convoy of cars, and your battery had gone, or you'd run out of petrol or diesel, you just go, excuse me, I'm really, really sorry. Can we sit in your car until the road's clear? Which I'm sure isn't going to be long, because they'll go and get a tractor up, clear the road, pull you all out.
I think it was Bjorn Nyland. He's got the YouTube channel in Norway.
Yeah.
He proved...
The Norwegians.
Norway, that's got more EVs than any other country, as in a percentage of...
And they have really warm winters.
Exactly. But he proved that, I can't remember what cars it was, a Tesla and maybe a 3 Series.
Yeah.
The battery car, if they were both full, at least I think this is how it is, lasted longer than a petrol car.
Yeah.
Just, because obviously the petrol idling, it goes through its petrol.
Yeah.
So it's like, well...
Unless you were nearly out of juice when it hit you.
But you could be nearly out of petrol.
Exactly, yeah.
And you reply to these people who say this, and you're thinking, but that's always been a thing.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough fuel...
Yeah,
you can walk and get some fuel. Hang on a minute. If you can walk to a petrol station and get more fuel, you won't freeze to death because you can walk to a petrol station.
There's
no logic.
If you The only way this is going to be an issue is if you're somewhere very remote and quite frankly, putting yourself at risk.
In any car, though?
Yeah, in any car, yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a negative. It's a negative that applies to any car.
Yeah.
I've literally just said this to a certain person on Twitter. Stop saying things, or you can't say things that are a negative, like this is a reason not to get an electric vehicle.
Yeah,
when it applies to petrol cars as well.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah. Any mode of transport where there is an engine involved and a power source is needed, it may run out of that at some point.
Run out of power. I think it's because you lose battery using your heater. So people think, hang on a minute, I don't lose any fuel running my heater.
You do, because it's taking the heat from the
But
engine.
the car is spewing out tons of heat, even in the middle of summer, when you don't want it. You just don't. Yeah, so the fuel gauge still goes down.
Yeah.
It's not free heat, is it?
No, it's a byproduct.
Just wasted heat.
It's a byproduct.
Yeah, byproduct. But again, it's the maybe not the flat earthers. They're special and on their own. But effectively, you do get, don't you, the chemtrail thing.
Yeah,
a lot of COVID stuff. A lot of.
Well, during COVID, it went wild, didn't it?
Oh, jeez.
It was just. I mean, the whole. I mean, people remember the whole 5G thing. There was masts burnt down in and around where we live. People were climbing up to the top, dousing them in petrol and tyres, and burning them down to stop COVID. It's like, wow.
Where are these people now?
That just disappeared. Yeah. Now everyone's got 5G on the phone. No one questions it.
Yeah. And that's another thing as well, actually, about going back. It just reminded me to the person that thinks you're being tracked, because your phone is your car is connected to, let's say, the manufacturer's servers. Or whatever. It's like, oh, you're being tracked.
We've got Google Maps on my phone. It knows everywhere I've been.
That person has a social media presence.
Yeah.
On YouTube, on Facebook, probably TikTok. I don't know. So hang on a minute. You're walking around with the smartphone. You're on social media, and you're worried about an electric car getting tracked.
Yeah. That's. Yeah.
And this is what I mean. Surely some of them.
So Facebook wouldn't track you, would they? No. Not with cookies or anything for advertising.
Oh, no.
It's not like you look for something on Facebook and suddenly it's advertised on Amazon for you, is it?
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably put pictures of the holiday and the kids on Facebook and stuff like that. That's gone.
Yeah. Well, if you think of the terms and conditions, once you've posted it, doesn't it belong copyright to Facebook?
As far as I know, it's been a while now since we looked into it. But and this is what I mean. I don't mind having a discussion.
Yeah.
I love a discussion. That's why me and I will name someone here, Macmaster. We're going to get together and do a video at some point. It's just marrying up both the schedules. But some stuff is just complete. Even.
Well, I'd like people to justify it. I go, all right, chemtrails, talk to me.
Yeah. So tell me what's the reason.
Where's the evidence? Well, it's a grainy photograph. It's a grainy photograph of a Loch Ness monster, but come on.
Well, there's what was it? They said the conspiracy theorist. I can't remember the name of this now. It's a psychological condition, and they basically said that the very absence of evidence is in itself evidence of a cover-up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's always
you get
there.
Well, I had this with. I was chatting to somebody who's well into conspiracies, and they were saying all these things off of. They don't watch YouTube anymore because all these things have been taken down, and this was during lockdown, and it was things that were generally quite dangerous things, and it would have led to people dying.
Yeah, like taking bleach.
Yeah. So Facebook took the decision to take them down just in case anybody read that and then drank bleach, for instance. But they went, well, that proves that it's right and that the government are controlling what we're posting. No. They're just worried that some people are going to watch that and then do it.
Like a call to action. Yeah, that's illegal, isn't it? Always has been.
Well,
you can't say, go and kill that person.
2 years ago in Washington. That was January, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's a fine line, isn't it, between making sure that people can post what they want, and freedom of speech is an important thing, but then also debunking stuff that isn't true.
Well, that's the thing. There's because Twitter's gone nuts now with its X. You get loads of crap on your feed that you never asked for. You do the Facebook thing where it just throws stuff at you, and I keep on getting the same stuff.
Sometimes you get like somebody with a big ass on there. Instagram for me,
yeah.
I'm flicking through it and I'm going, Why is that on there?
And then you've hovered over it for too long, and now he goes, oh, you like that, do you?
Yeah, and the trouble then is that you're looking through it, and then there's someone next to you going, all right, you subscribe to that sort of stuff. No, not usually, but I might do.
Well, yeah. Well, it throws up things like from the anti-EV mob, for example.
Yeah.
Like I'll just pick that as an easy example. And they post stuff up, which is like I said, absurd. Not just I believe the whole green movement's wrong.
Yeah,
that's fine. Don't mind me. That's an opinion. It absurd stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. There were no scientists 100,000 years ago. How can they possibly know about climate change from 100,000 years ago?
Barholes.
Because they didn't exist back then.
I think if the climate wants to change, we should just respect her feelings and let her change.
Or him. But you see when the people post that up, and then you could put clear evidence. You know that Simpsons episode where they're trying to persuade Homer that Paddy or Selma's going to get killed, and they're writing
Yeah.
It's like that. You could give someone literal, irrefutable evidence.
It's not going to see it.
But then the next week, they keep posting it up, And I often wonder what's going on in their head, because it's clearly not a lot of these people don't have like a channel. Yeah, I can understand someone with an anti-EV channel.
I think what it is people sometimes...
They're not making money from it.
No, well, they're not, but people are getting attention for it. I think attention for a lot of people is hard cash. People love attention, whether it's for the right or wrong things. And if they'd love to be followed and to be liked and to have a little group of people who who do
think as they do.
Yeah.
I can understand that.
I mean, I sometimes think though that a lot of people who are leading this, do they actually believe what they're posting, or are they doing it just for views or for likes or for?
I know there are definitely people out there who are doing stuff purely for clicks.
Yeah, because
100% certain of that one. But then there are other people who are getting clicks, maybe quite successful, but genuinely believe it as well. So it works both ways. I mean, tell you what, let's flip it. Let's flip it to people who are pro-EV. Now, I like to consider myself more of a bridge. The only reason I have an EV channel is because there were so many car channels around. I wanted to do something that might actually stand the chance of succeeding.
I remember when you first started doing it, it was a bit of a laugh, and you thought,
I just got the leaf.
I'll just document this. It wasn't. You didn't think I'll start reviewing cars. You thought I'll just document this as a moment in time and a bit of a life journey.
Like a blog, I suppose you call it.
Yeah, vlog. Yeah.
But I thought there's no point in doing cars because there's a billion other channels out there that do it way better than I could.
And the thing is, and I think back then as well, is having a car channel. You didn't have access to lots of different cars to drive.
No, it's impossible breaking in. Well, not impossible. It's very hard to break into.
You need
manufactured press
friends
cars
with lots of cars.
Yeah. So. That's why I've got the EV channel. Like I say, like a bridge between petrol and electric.
Yeah.
I like to think that what we show is a realistic portrayal of what it's like to live with. This is crap. Well, how many times do we say, I wouldn't own an EV if you couldn't charge it up?
Yeah.
We can all agree on that.
I stand by that.
Yeah. But there are some EV people out there, to flip it round, who are quite fanatical to the point of, why didn't you get an electric vehicle? How dare you buy a diesel car near me? How dare you do this? And you're thinking... Yeah. That's kind of ruining it for everybody. Yeah. I mean, there's a fanaticism, isn't there?
Fanatic vegan.
Yeah, there's a militant arm of everything.
Yeah. I'd rather, if I had a vegan friend, rather than every time I ate at meat, they had a go at me in a lecture, I'd rather them just say, well, I'll tell you what, rather than eat that, I'll tell you what, I'll cook you something tomorrow and let me know what you think.
Well, you used to be a vegetarian.
Yeah,
your dad's a vegan?
My dad's vegan,
so it's not like you're anti-vegan or anything like that. But it's a good analogy, isn't it? The vegans now, I think, have been replaced by EV people.
Yeah.
In terms of the abuse. The vegetarians and vegan use. Well, like I say, try and persuade me around to your level of thinking, rather than just, I don't know, in terms of vegetarians, vegans, throwing dead animals in my face. That ain't going to work. That's going to push me further away. And it's the same with EVs.
Like I'm going to still eat meat, but if that's nice, I might throw that in once a week.
So, although I'm not a vegetarian, I'm reducing my meat intake. So therefore, it's a net gain for you.
Yeah.
And it's the same.
I was looking at vegans and go, oh it's better for the planet. Hang on a minute. Where's all that food come from?
Well, that's the thing, innit? You can poke holes in every single thing. Nothing
It's like the whole thing of a vegan saying, I'm not wearing leather shoes. All right, so you're wearing plastic shoes.
Oil.
Yeah, it's a...
Yeah, oceans, plastic.
Yeah.
Like I said, one person can always poke holes in another.
Yeah.
I mean, what I don't like, and I've seen this a few times, someone who was on social media, they still are, I think, actually, and they seem themselves as a bit of a warrior. Someone bought a brand new diesel, whatever, and they went, it was I think they said it's their first brand new car ever.
Yeah.
I've just bought this, let's say, I don't know, Ford Focus diesel.
Yeah.
Look what I've got, really proud of it, blah, blah, blah. And they went, why do you buy diesel? Do you not care about your kids? think, what sort of level of arrogance is there? I mean, you know nothing about them. You don't know why they bought it. You don't know if they could own any. And then they went on holiday to, I think, Hawaii. Or honeymoon, whatever, which is 10 to 12 times worse than owning a petrol diesel car for a year. And you're thinking, hang on a minute here. I know no one can. I don't mind saying, have you thought about changing that? Because this is why I don't mention the environment, because it's too much of a hassle. But you don't know nothing about them.
I had that shopping once. I'd forgotten to take my bags for life, and I didn't make a big deal out of it. I got to the checkout and thought, I'll just get some 5p bags. And the woman behind me, under her breath, had a bit of a...
I can't believe you destroyed the environment there.
And as I put my shopping in the car and went back to the trolley thing, put the trolley in, and she was walking back to her car.
With the bags for life?
Yeah, bags for life, yeah.
Good.
And a giant Range Rover.
I mean, that's the thing, innit? I'm not saying you can't say that's bad for the environment unless you're cleaner than clean.
Yeah.
But
I had a chuckle to myself, yeah.
But I think that, so it does work both ways, in this fanaticism.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the people who are very anti-EV are also anti-government and conspiracy theorists. They are genuine conspiracy theorists.
I think
proper anti-EV here, not just don't like EV, just to be clear.
I think a lot of them, though, does it stem from not like being told what to do?
The government is telling and mandating things. So I think there's a lot in that.
You have to do this.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't tell me what to do. I think you'll find they probably can.
well, yeah.
You can't tell me I can't kill people.
Yeah. How dare you make me wear a seatbelt?
Yeah, ridiculous. Can't drink and drive.
I mean, neither of us are a fan of the government in any form at the moment, to be fair. So, and we're not going to get political either. But it doesn't matter who's in charge, does it? They're against anything that government tells them.
Yeah.
You tell me. I mean, you see it a lot in America, don't you, on YouTube, these videos we've seen. How, usually in the South, and I'm not that familiar with America, where there's how dare the government tell me what to do on my land? I'm going to shoot you, sort of thing. And I think there's that mentality everywhere, only it's more British. We'll just complain on YouTube. We'll shoot someone.
I'm going to throw tea bags at you.
But conspiracy theorists, I would say, have a high level chance of hating electric vehicles. Probably because the government, not because of the cars. Because the government are telling them that.
Yeah. Well, I think you said it earlier, didn't you? It wraps it all up. I think the anti-EV thing is just part of a bigger picture. I think it's part of the whole economy is going to collapse. What's that saying there? Movie recording stopped.
Oh no. Well, we're still audio recording. Should we have a pause?
Yep. We're back in a second.
Professionalism. That's what I like.
No, we were saying, weren't we? I think it forms a bigger picture, doesn't it? What forms a bigger picture?
I don't know. We're back. So no,
it forms a bigger picture, doesn't it? Really, I think it's a certain group where not only does the anti-EV come into it, but also lots of other anti things.
It's genuine beliefs. It's a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, I wonder how you get. For me, it's a bit like I don't want to use the term radicalisation or brainwashing, but I can't think of a better word. But I think somebody gets into this sort of thing, don't they, by having a belief in a little bit of it.
And then they talk to other people who think, and then they go, "Oh, what about this and what about that?" So it spreads that way. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a car.
It takes you. Yeah, it hopefully takes you to your journey without any problems.
I mean, can you tell me how an electric vehicle, and there's people pushing this online right this second, I've seen them tweet, basically how an electric car is restricting the movement of the people? I think in their mind it's like, well, you can't go as far without having to stop and charge, so therefore it's restricting the movement. Bear in mind that I do 25,000 miles a year and I've done for 9 years in EVs.
Well, I suppose if you were travelling 800 miles a day, and
that's not a government conspiracy to do
it's
that.
It's not. No. I think for the majority of people, I would prefer. I love petrol cars.
There's a V6 behind that wall.
Class myself as a petrol head.
Absolutely.
I love my cars.
Absolutely.
But for day to day, I would prefer an electric car because I don't have to change gears for one. I could get an automatic car, fair enough. Yeah. But I think just for day to day, an EV for me would be perfect.
For 90% of people, non-car people, they are easier to live with, aren't they? Apart from the charging aspect. So essentially, if you charge from home, we've said this many times, it is easy and it is cheaper. The infrastructure is the big thing. Well, but why would the government want to keep us around?
In our local areas?
Oh, well, that's another conspiracy thing that gets bandied by certain people, should we say, these LTNs. It's more of a city, the local 15-minute cities, whatever. Yeah. And now, we live rurally.
Yeah.
So effectively, everything is 15 minutes away from us.
It takes me more than 15 minutes to get to your house.
So again...
and that's local.
Yeah, I mean, we have, I guess, no real world experience of this, only what we read.
Yeah.
So we're not saying we're for or against them, but ultimately, anyone that's anti-EV is also anti LT, whatever they're called.
Okay, if that's the case then...
From what I see, I know there won't be.
Do they buy things from Amazon?
They will do.
Because that's convenient.
Yep.
So you can have things delivered to your house same day now in cities. Mm. So are they against that? I don't...
Well, didn't we have 15-minute cities in the 40s, 50s and that, where you had a butchers, a grocers and not everything on the corner?
The thing is though, that's
how we grew up.
Where I live is technically classed as a village, and there's two villages very close. And the village opposite, which is my idea of a perfect little village, it's got a cafe, it's got a microbrewery, it's got a greengrocers, and the butchers, all opposite each other. So you can get all the things that you need conveniently.
Like a main street sort of setup.
Yeah, like a main street setup. It's all convenient, and that's a curry house as well, of course, it's Yorkshire.
Oh, yeah.
So you can get all those things in one little area.
Pub?
There's a pub just down the road, yeah.
There you go, so it is Yorkshire.
But yeah, you can get all those things in one area. So it's convenient, but it's what they wouldn't be there if people didn't need it.
Well, no. I mean,
it wouldn't exist, would it?
I don't know if that's the whole thing of 50-minute cities. I haven't really... I know they've blocked certain roads, haven't they? To stop people, like a thoroughfare.
Yeah.
So you have to go
rat runs.
Rat runs, essentially, yeah, which is why they put speed bumps on things. I used to live somewhere that was a rat run, and it's not nice. Yeah. But forgetting that for a second, again, I don't know if I'm for or against it. I guess you have to live there. But ultimately, it's a government policy.
Yeah.
Whoever's in charge, it's a government policy. Conservative, Labour... But ultimately, I'm against that because it's a government policy. Like the electric cars, like the other things, no doubt, that we've forgotten about. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. What with local policy?
I mean, I've pretty much given up trying to argue with some of these people online who have got other channels who have like, let's get together. Because, again, even with the evidence, I could say, here you go. Doesn't matter. They won't listen.
No, I think was it...
Fires, EV fires. How many statistics do they have to spew out from different countries saying they're like 20 times less likely to have one in the first place?
I think it's fanatical, isn't it, at a point?
But there was a bus recently that had a fire in London. I think it was electric. Well, it must have been electric bus. Boom, 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 boom. All my Twitter feed went nuts.
I've got a photograph of the other night. I was driving them from work and a Corsa set fire.
It must have been an electric car.
Well, do you know what? I almost thought about posting it on social media as an electric car.
See what happened?
And just seeing how far it got.
Should we do that? I mean, it's obvious. My name's obvious, so people will get the irony.
Yeah.
We need to find someone to post up saying, this is an electric car on fire. And then at in a few people.
Yeah, see what happens.
See if we can bait them.
Yeah. See how dangerous they are.
I mean, misinformation is nothing new, is it?
Not one though. Misinformation has been around since before the internet, hasn't it? Really.
Oh God, yeah.
It's look through the wars and stuff like that. It's all about misinformation. And
and I get that, but now people are putting the misinformation out instead of. It's power to the people then.
Power to the misinformation people.
It's
a dangerous time I think we live in because I think the internet does give a soapbox to anybody that'll listen. Exactly.
I could be making everything up right now. And I've done for years.
Well, we haven't scripted.
But you can literally say anything and this is the best, this is the best, this is the best, or this is how it is.
Yeah.
There's no checks and balances for social media, I guess. And there don't seem to be that many for media, to be fair.
Which I think the difficulty is that, as well with, I think it was I listened to Radio 4 to try and make myself a more cleverer person. And there was a thing about news and how people read the news, and they split them into like 3 different categories. There's people who know about what's happened and want to read a little bit more about it, people who know nothing who want to read about it, and people who just want to read the headlines and then go at the comments. Yes. Now, the majority of people fall into that section. And it was going on about, and then it was somebody who was head of a company that was closed down because of some scandal, and his name was in the headline, although when the scandal happened, he wasn't there. So it made him look like he was all for this massive scandal that went on. He knew it. But it said, like in paragraph 7, that he had nothing, completely exonerated in paragraph 7. So he had all his friends ringing him up saying, I can't believe you did that. It was some sexual harassment case or something like that. I can't believe you did that. And he went, I didn't. Well, if you look at the headline, it says, read paragraph 7. And they go, oh, yeah. Oh, that's a bit weird. How come it's halfway down the page?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've done videos about
it's dangerous, isn't
stuff
it?
like that, where the headline was literally the opposite of the text. I think I did read it. It was literally that. It was something about, I can't remember. It's something EV related, in either the Sun or the Daily Mail. And the headline read, I think it was about
EV catches fire.
No, it was breakdowns. EVs are more likely to break down than petrol. And then you read the article, and it was the exact opposite. It was literally petrol is more likely to have an AA breakdown than electric per 1,000 or whatever. And I'm like,
well, of course
it's
it is.
Literally the opposite.
There's less moving parts.
But there's literally the headline is unrelated to the article. But
then people jump to the comments and go, well, I bloody knew it.
But you've clicked on it then, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've seen the adverts, they get paid for the adverts. And essentially, a lot of mainstream media now is clickbait.
Hang on, are you saying this are just doing it for the money?
Oh, I am. Because we get paid for this podcast, don't we?
Well, we've been sponsored by The Elite.
Well, that's another thing. I want to know, and maybe you know more conspiracy theory people than me, I don't know.
What are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. Who are they?
I don't know.
They don't want you to know this. When will they do this? They.
I'd like to think, again, I think it was the lizard people or supreme aliens that control us. Because they obviously came here to build the pyramids, didn't they?
They've been around a long time.
Yeah. And back in Aztec times and did all that sort of stuff. And then just disappeared for a bit. And they maybe live on the moon.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Mars, maybe live on Mars.
That's the hilarity of conspiracy theories, aren't there? Especially stuff like you say, flat earthers. Because for the organisational level to maintain, like chemtrails.
Yeah.
To maintain that for what, decades, I assume, or at least many years.
It's some level
every
of
government, or
agreement,
even one government, to maintain that level of organisation.
Yeah.
No one slips up. No one leaks the wrong information.
Yeah.
No government is even close to being that effective to control that enough.
Was it you telling me about a flat earther questioning a pilot?
Yeah, it's another one of those tweets.
About the Earth spinning.
He says, do you have to...
You're in orbit. It doesn't...
do you have to land differently when you're going west instead of east?
Because the Earth's spinning.
Because the Earth, yeah. And he's like, well, no, it depends on wind. And, the pilot just...
Because you're in orbit.
And he went, well, no, but the Earth's spinning that way, so you have to... He went, well, no, because you jump up on the floor...
You don't end up...
You don't end up a foot further down because the Earth's spinning underneath you. You do that, don't you? You go with the Earth. And it's like, well, that was proof to them. And again, there was so many this is what gets me. There's so many people tweeting. In fact, what was the...
Is it because... I always think that a lot of these... Do you know, we had a great fishing industry. A lot of these people used to go out to sea and never come back.
If there are any fishermen out there, they're never going to watch the channel.
No, the good fishermen came back. This is getting worse.
Yeah.
I take it back.
I'll see if I can find this. I posted it up because I couldn't believe
I remember you telling
the comments.
Me, and I'm going, what?
Where was it now?
Is it one of those where you just go for the comments?
Here you go. So my tweet is, it's the comments that worry me. So...
Oh, that was the car that recharged itself.
Yeah, the owner of this electric car. So this tweet is a big fan of this. The owner of this electric car has attached a belt to the rear wheel and generator of his Chevy Bolt. I think that's a hybrid. America, obviously, which charges the batteries while driving. So essentially, obviously, I can't really show it on here.
It's a little bit like an old pedal bike with a dynamo on the back, isn't it?
Yeah, so around the hub of the rear wheel is a belt that goes to another little cog, an alternator. So effectively, it's driving forward, and that's charging up the battery as you drive forward.
Do you know what that is? It's energy, apart from the fact of the energy taken to...
Yeah, perpetual motion, essentially.
No, it's not, no.
They would no longer need to stop and charge batteries at charging stations or charge them at home while you sleep. Effectively, it's like the... let's put a magnet... let's have a magnet attached to your forehead.
Yeah.
on a bike maybe, and then dangle a piece of metal in front of you.
Yeah.
And then the magnet will be attracted to metal, and
You go forwards.
You'll just keep moving forward. Now, that one doesn't bother me, the fact that someone's posted that out, because it might be an ironic...
Yeah.
It's not.
I think it's an ironic.
But look, it's had 3.2 thousand reposts, 13,000 likes, and 646 quote. So there's a lot of people going, this got to be a joke, this is blah, 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 blah.
I like the one someone's got a power extension lead and just plugged it into itself.
Yeah. It's
Infinite
literally
energy.
that, isn't it? But I'll see if I can find some.
But there's things like saying, this is what they want. They don't want you to have this free energy.
Yeah, stuff like that. They don't want you to have this. There you go, that's that magnet one.
Yeah.
But there's a load of comments on there. I'm wondering, it's like they haven't been removed or they've deleted them themselves.
After they've realised what an idiot they've made of themselves.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people saying, like, oh, wait till he sees my windmill-powered car. The faster it goes, the quicker it spins round.
Do you think a lot of it? I mean, a lot of the stuff that people make a mistake in I'd count as basic physics.
Well, that's what I mean. This is clearly not a thing. But there's so many people going, well, they don't want you off, like I say, they don't want you off fuel. Otherwise, they'll never sell their oil again, blah, blah.
Do you think that a lot of it is that stuff? I mean, I accept the stuff I don't know, and I just have to believe a so-called expert. I just have to believe an expert in that field.
Or many experts.
Yeah, and I'll take that for granted. I don't know how we get to the moon. I'm not particularly bothered to find out, but I'll happily accept. Yeah, happily accept that we got there.
It goes up. Yeah. Fireworks.
There's lots of things I don't understand. I work in IT. I use the internet on a daily basis. I can't possibly comprehend how it's all joined up together and works independently of each other.
You've got a basic understanding of what.
How's YouTube work? How's the server farm work? Where is your?
Where do you start?
Yeah, is the movie on just one server? Is it on thousands of servers? Is it all of these things? You could spend hours, or you just go, it's just magic.
Well, this guy posted up on that, and I think he's a genius. How to get unlimited free beer.
I'm in for this.
1, open a can of beer.
Yeah.
Put on its side so it spills slowly.
Okay.
2, put a container to catch spilled beer.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
3, install pump to put spilled beer back into the original can. Now you have one container always filling the other. Infinite beer need to tell Heineken.
Wow.
That's essentially what the car post is doing.
Yeah.
But the reason I posted it on Twitter because there's so many people actually genuinely think.
Well, you could tell with the passion in it, almost anger.
But it's been hidden by people. Oh no, they don't want it. It's been subdued because we'd have free energy.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, but this is primary school level stuff.
I agree.
But there's so many people. It's not just one or two that are maybe a bit...
I think there's so many people who want to not like EVs that you could post anything and make anything up as bad as that, and they will go, just another thing why you shouldn't get an EV.
Well, yeah, any negative is posted up.
Yeah.
Even if it applies to any single form of transportation. I mean, what was it? Someone said that was it. It posted up because there were a couple of people filmed fighting at an EV charging station.
Yeah.
I got there first, essentially.
Like two architects fighting.
And
I used to drive a Saab.
I did. And he goes, there you go, proof that the EV thing's going to fall flat or whatever, because...
No one fights at petrol stations.
People are, Well, I'm like, well, you know what? I see lots of fighting at McDonald's. That must mean people don't want McDonald's.
Oh, no.
It's going to fall apart.
People like to eat.
Oh, yeah, eating. Well, it's like a good one I read once was like, my daughter choked on some food when she was young and we managed to get it off her. So therefore, I'm not giving her food.
Well, no, it's dangerous.
How many people die from choking on food? So food must be bad.
Yeah. It's it's going back to the fighting at the EV stand. It just reminded me of something of maybe was it not this December, just gone December before that, when they posted about everyone who set off on to visit family over Christmas, and all I ended up at a supercharger and had to wait to get the fuel.
Oh yeah.
But what they didn't show was the year before that when everyone went to petrol stations at the same time.
Oh yeah, every time there's a run on the petrol stations.
And then suddenly no one can get petrol either.
Yeah.
I think it's like one of the things, isn't it? The petrol stations aren't designed for everybody in the UK to go and get petrol at the same time.
That's why we ran out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because it's not designed for that.
Yeah. I mean, that's where they need the infinite beer thing. Get the petrol on its side, the pump going.
I've been to, or past, should I say, what's it called, Trafford Centre.
Yeah.
Because it's on the way to Lon's mum and dad. And I remember it was Boxing Day and there was a massive queue of cars coming onto the motorway.
To get fuel?
Because people were waiting to get into the Trafford Centre.
Oh, right, okay.
The car park.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, so that tells me that they need a much bigger car park or entrance to the car park.
Yeah.
Because on the single day of the year everyone floods into it, it's not big enough.
Yeah. Well, it's all you could almost say the same for like football stadiums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you get a football game on, you are going to get traffic because you've got 80,000 people
turning up in one place.
Yeah.
But then that's used as a negative proof that EVs.
I can't believe it. It's New Year's Eve. The pub's full. I can't get a drink. Need a bigger bar.
These pubs aren't going to work then,
are they? Are they? No, people aren't going to go to them.
I mean, I'm just reading a tweet now. Hi, if you watch this, I doubt you will. In Chicago, apparently there's a lot of. I haven't read the report yet, but essentially the superchargers are frozen up, so people can't charge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's something like minus ridiculous.
It's minus, oh,
you know when you have an ice storm?
It's like minus 15 or something, isn't it?
But it covers. Like,
oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
In like
almost
half-inch
looks like Schwarzkopf, what is it, Schwarzkopf or whatever it calls, like crystal stuff.
Yeah. It's like, well, you got proof.
Yeah. But the petrol station would be the same.
And how many people have to wrap a blanket around their EV to stop the oil in the engine from, solidifying because it's too cold? There are negatives to every single form of transportation.
Yeah.
How many people live in Canada and again have to plug their petrol car in to stop the engine block freezing?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you had to do that to an EV?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to plug your car in to stop it freezing. Who's won?
They'd want one of them.
Oh my God, you can't win.
No, you can't.
You can't win.
No.
So I've given up. I've given up trying. And my life's a lot better since I've stopped seeing each post going, I'll answer to that. I'll answer that. I'm like, you know what? I don't care. If they don't want an EV, I couldn't give them one.
Yeah.
It's not like I have shares in anyone.
I think sometimes
it's
like wisdom chased them, but they ran faster.
Yeah. I mean, some people are doing it because they have a channel.
Yeah.
I have a channel. So, you can see why I might say something because it might forward my channel. They might do the same. I don't mind that at all. It's the people that have no, like I say, they're not making money from it. They're not doing anything, but they constantly post. Usually in my comment section as well now.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why are you still watching
you probably get
my
more.
videos?
You're going to get more after this.
Yeah. But why are you still watching my videos?
If it angers you so much, just move on.
You hate EVs and yet you seek out all my videos?
Yeah.
It baffles me.
Can you imagine on a night if you could think of all the things that really get on your nerves, and you thought, I'll tell you what, before bed, I'm going to do 45 minutes of those sorts of videos.
I can't stand reality TV. Strictly Come Dancing and all that crap. So I don't watch it.
Can you imagine watching Love Island before you went to bed? You'd want to kill somebody, wouldn't you?
Yourself.
Yeah, is it Celebrity Jungle thing or whatever it is.
That's it. So I don't watch it.
Yeah.
So why do people... And maybe sometimes you come across stuff on YouTube, don't you? And you might watch it. But they watch 5, 10 of them.
I think you've become part of it, though.
I'm a shill. I get called shill a lot.
Shill?
Shill. I get paid to say this.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm a government shill. Well,
you do get paid to say it.
A green shill?
Get paid in...
Monetisation from you watching it. Yeah. I mean, this is the ultimate irony. The people that...
Not much, but you get something.
The people that comment and post this sort of crap, or even abuse, that's telling the algorithm to push my videos more.
Yeah, because it's interaction.
So if you hate my videos, or you hate me, or EVs, don't interact with the channel at all. That's the best way of subduing
me. Yeah.
But they don't get it.
I think as well, it's,
Confrontation? Do some people like confrontation? Even though you can't because they're behind the keyboard.
Well, I think some of them would. I think some of them, they like the confrontation from being behind the keyboard, but when, like you have done in the past, approach some people that have these sorts of channels for a sit-down talk about this, they don't want to do it.
Not a single response. Apart from Matt Master, I've said before, no one else.
Yeah, they just...
Let's have a chat, me and you, live, unedited if you want, whatever, and we'll talk about EVs.
I don't mind. I don't mind not having, if you have a talk with somebody, and at the end of it, you're probably not going to agree with anything, but I'd like to just hear your side of it, and I'll go, all right, well, this is...
I didn't look at it from that perspective.
Oh, yeah, you go, well, this is the science behind all of this. Or...
Yeah, but scientists are good at shills as well. Instantly shut down any scientific study.
But
just like that.
What have scientists done for us?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, apparently I'm paid by the green lobbyists or something, because of the
You
EV.
being green.
Yeah, with the V6 there. But I'm like, hang on a minute. Are you really telling me that you genuinely believe that the green lobby, whoever they are, have more financial clout and influence than the oil industry?
Yeah.
Probably the richest people on the planet Earth at the moment.
Well, the oil industry and pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which kind of go together in some ways. But it's like, the green lobbyists are so powerful, they're subduing Saudi Arabia, essentially.
Well, I've heard that as well. Yeah.
I just find it fascinating, but then frustrating. And that's why I need to stay away from it, because like you say, it just makes you not angry, but
you get
perplexed.
You get drawn into it, don't you?
You do.
And I think the thing is, a lot of times I'll read some of the comments and some of the things that people post, and I've got so many questions running around my head that I can't sleep. You can't sleep going, but why? Why would they even get to that stage where they think that?
Well, that post up with the car that we mentioned.
Yeah,
That was a post on the highway in America. Someone's done it. It's not just a theory that someone's driving around doing that.
So the energy from that, does that charge the 12-volt battery?
No, it's a hybrid. So it's charging the hybrid battery. So they're driving along.
They've wired that in themselves?
They must have.
So they're going to have an alternator.
There's no MOTs, is there, or anything like that?
An inverter, because presumably it's going from...
Quite clever, really, if you just to set it up. But ultimately, it's like, well, my battery's fully charged just by driving along.
But the thing is, though, by driving it, it is permanently in regen. Because it will have a lag on the engine.
Yeah.
It will have, you know when you had an old school bike with a little alternator on the back, when you put that on, it went, it took a bit of power to get,
Well, that's the thing. So they see a battery getting charged. What they don't see is the
fuel going down
per
to
gallon
charge it.
Going lower.
Yeah.
Because it's so fluctuating anyway, you probably wouldn't even notice.
I mean, the thing is as well, when people start redesigning parts of the car like that, you'd think that when the car's designed with these millions of pounds worth of R&D, that they probably built it to the best of their ability at that time.
Oh no, they don't let them. They build things into it. Well, at some point they want to turn it off, don't they?
This is true. In which case, what we need to do then is, I'm doing this when I get home. I'm going to cut holes in the bottom of the footwell, so when I do cut it off, I can Flintstone it.
You're getting around them government. You're going to end up with a little red dot on your face. You're going to get shot. Government, if you figured out what's going on, I know what you're thinking. But no, it's...
I thought tinfoil hat. That's the next step, isn't it? What we're going to do is, actually, it's... I don't know if people can notice it, but we're actually sat in a Faraday cage here as well, aren't we? We're in a bunker.
That's why the camera went off. Someone's getting rid of us. Oh, someone's posted up that's one of these types. Wow, yeah, EVs are basically destroyed now. That's the 50th video they've said that they've destroyed EVs.
They've destroyed EVs?
Is it? It's like proof EVs don't work and can never work. It's like, well, considering that EV sales are skyrocketing year on year, you're not doing a very good job.
Wasn't like the Model 3 and now the Model Y the...
best selling in Europe of any car?
Yeah.
Not doing a very good job.
No.
I mean, if we base it on there's just me doing EVs, I'm doing a cracking job.
Yeah.
I wish I were getting paid for these EVs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I think
it's like having an argument with someone. I mean, we work in IT.
Yeah.
And sometimes we try and say to someone, this is best for you.
Yeah.
And then
don't do it.
There's nothing you can do to persuade them against it, is it? But they might have reasons for that, and then that's just like, I'm familiar with, so I don't want anything new. But that is not even that. Petrol, who thinks petrol gives you freedom? You have to go somewhere to buy petrol that's completely controlled and taxed because you can't buy it anywhere else. And if they want to stop putting petrol in that petrol station, like when there's a run on and run out, you can't go anywhere.
No.
How is that not control?
No. You can charge your electric... if you can charge your electric vehicle from home, it doesn't matter, does it? Unless they turn the electric off, and then you can't pump fuel anyway.
And why would they do that? Why would the government want to kill people?
They don't.
Why would they want to get them off the road? Because how much money does the government make from motorists?
The government need people doing normal things in normal life and paying taxes, because that's how it funds the rest of the country.
Yes, I mean, yeah.
So without people earning money, because people, in all sorts of different ways, it doesn't. If you don't earn any money, you're not bringing money into the country, and the country goes downhill. That's economics. Very basic.
Yeah, I mean,
So
don't get me wrong. There's a lot of corruption going on.
Oh yeah. But if for whatever reason they stop you all from moving, you probably can't do your job.
Oh well, yeah, that's what EVs are going to do. They're going to stop you people from doing the job.
Because that's what the government want.
Yeah.
Oh no. They want.
That's
what
it's not the government.
No, it's they. They want that.
I'd love to know who they is.
Yeah.
But we'll never know, because if you find out who they are, you'll get...
You will.
You
become one.
Yep.
I used to know what it was, and then it changed.
It changed,
yeah.
No, I just... Is this what our parents were saying? 20 years ago?
About what, though?
About us. Bloody idiots.
Yeah, but
they didn't have the internet. They didn't have all this
conspiracy theories going around when we were younger.
Moon landing?
Yeah, moon landings. I guess is one. You had the World Trade Center, didn't you?
Well, I guess that's a bit up further on.
But well, it is, and it depends on how old you are. 2001.
I mean, pre-internet, essentially.
Be looking at 80s then. 80s, early 90s.
I guess the thing is, the only thing we ever
People
saw...
thought Star Wars were real.
The only thing we ever saw is... Well, it could be. It's a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
But the only thing we ever read or saw is what you got in the papers or what you saw on the, 3 or 4 channels.
Yeah.
There was no internet.
There was no news channel, was there? I think the thing is, when news got its own 24-hour channel, that's when it had to make it exciting. That's when it had to keep you glued to your seat, because you...
What's happened?
You have to keep watching it. It's something really bad's happened. Oh my God, that's terrible. When you got the news at 6 o'clock, it was just a rundown of the news.
Headlines.
Yeah, and then you got your local news, and it was a cat being pulled out of a tree by a fireman, and then that was it, wasn't it?
Look north.
Yeah, look north. Yeah. Is that even still going?
Yeah. Yep. Peter Levy or whatever, he's still there.
Yeah, and the weatherman.
Oh, the only famous person from Keighley. Yeah. At least the one that's alive, anyway. Paul the weatherman.
Yeah. But the only other one were there and left.
Yeah, don't live in Keighley anymore. And Captain Tom.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Is there anything? What's the best way? Let's finish on this thing. What's the best way of? Because you're never going to get rid of these sort of nut jobs. What's the best way of? It's just ignoring the best way.
No, I think.
Or is answering them the best way.
What we do is we get placards on us back, and do you know, like those people that walk around cities saying the end is nigh. Yeah, we can just put EVs aren't that bad. And just walk around city centres. And then people will see that and think, we're not mad, they mustn't be that bad. Just leave it at that.
Well, should we audio end this? Because at some point we've filled 2 memory cards up, and now we've run out of memory cards at hand. I think this has been one of our longest ones. The second part is half an hour. I don't know what the first part was, but it's got to be at least that. So ultimately, you can't see us now. I'll put a picture of us up in a static situation, no doubt. Where should we end it? I guess just ignore these people, or
I don't know.
Do videos and answer them for fun like we are now.
It would be nice to speak to somebody about this, but I think if you did speak to somebody about it, they'd be so, I wouldn't say passionate and maybe semi-aggressive about it. I don't know if you'd ever get to a reasonable sort of chat about it.
Or if you beat them in the discussion comprehensively with facts and figures, it would look like you're bullying them.
Yeah.
You know, like when you prove something to someone and they end up crying and then you get the blame.
I think what it is, it's like, sometimes you have to agree to disagree. Yeah. I don't think anyone's trying to steal your petrol car off you, and if you want to drive your petrol car, you do that. I love driving my petrol car.
Yes, I love a nice sounding engine.
Yes.
If I put it this way, if I had millions of pounds, I'd have maybe 1 or 2 EVs, but I would guarantee it'd be full of supercars with big engines in them. Yeah. So, let's end it there then, shall we? That's the nut jobs taken care of. And speaking of nut jobs, what's the final word of the podcast?
Squirrel.
Fitting, I guess. Yeah, fitting.
Oh, do we need to say have we stopped yet? Have we?
Have we stopped?
I don't know, because we need to say, don't we subscribe, like?
Oh, no one's listening now. Are they still listening now?
No, actually, I think they're probably asleep. If you're listening to this as they're going to sleep.
Tell you what, let's ask. If anyone's listening to this now, so post something up, but we have to be unique so we know they definitely listen to the end of it.
Oh, I can't
I
tell
mean,
a
there's
joke.
not even any visual things, and it's just us talking.
Yeah.
I'm stood up. I'm ready to go.
Oh, you could tell your joke that you told me earlier. Do you think that'll go on YouTube?
Ooh.
I can't tell my two.
I can't tell any of your joke. Tell us a joke. That's it. In the comments section.
Yeah.
In fact,
a nice, clean joke.
Didn't we do that in the last podcast? Say, we'll read your joke from the comments section.
Well, do you know what? Why
We've
not?
completely forgotten.
Yeah, well, we'll do it for next time.
All right, tell us a joke in the comment section to prove you're still listening.
Yeah.
But now, because we've talked for a lot longer than planned, you have to give me another word at the end of the podcast.
Oh. Jester sprung to mind. Jester.
Jester.
There we go.
Isn't he from Top Gun?
I think so.